Hello, I'm Ellen Buttrick and I'm from Leeds. I'm 26 and I'm part of the para rowing squad and I have a sight impairment. Growing up, I lived with my mum and then my sister came along when I was 9 and I mostly enjoyed playing with animals. So we had lots of cats at home and I used to beg my mum to let me go horse riding. I'd spend the weekends with my dad and he'd have to do whatever I wanted him to do, basically. So I'd be like, right, today we're going to go skateboarding. So he'd have to find a skateboard and take me to the local car park where I could go skateboarding. And then other times I'd be like, today I want to go to the Royal Armouries Museum, and he'd have to take me there. I was always keen to get involved with any club that was on offer at school, whether it was sport, whether it was art, whether it was music. And I wasn't very good at most of the things. I did football. We had a girls' football team that we'd go around to different primary schools and compete. We didn't win, but we tried. And then when I went to secondary school, I was in the hockey team for a little bit, netball. We did trampolining. I think that was my favourite. And then, I did horse riding from the age of 9 to 16 when I started rowing. I'd seen the boat race on TV and there were Oxford and Cambridge in the boat race. The school that I went to, not many people went to university and neither of my parents had been. And so I decided that in order to go to university, you had to be part of a rowing club. And that was just the easiest way to get in. So I signed up to my local rowing club and then I was very fortunate to get onto the Learn to Row course in the week of the London 2012 Games. And it was just hooked me from there, I think. So when I first joined the rowing team, a lot of the people that were there, I looked at them and they were like doctors and lawyers and all these like exceptional clever people, and I was like, I'm not sure if I can fit in here. We'd row together and it'd level us all off being in the boat. And then I went to university after a year of being in the rowing club at Leeds. Whilst I was at university, I got diagnosed with my sight impairment and the rowing club kept me going. I was procrastinating at university one day, trying not to write my dissertation, and I saw the talent ID thing come up in my emails and I thought, right, I could sign up for this, then I don't have to finish this dissertation. Sadly, I did have to finish them both. I signed up for the talent ID and you had to send in a picture of yourself and then some things about you, so like the skills that you had, your height, like if you were sporty or not. So put that in, sent it off. And then I didn't hear back for a little while. And then eventually I got an invitation to the Redgrave Pinsent Rowing Lake, which is where the GB team train. And I walked through the doors and saw the pictures of all the Olympians that had just been winning medals. And there was like tall people everywhere. And it's strange now because I'm like so used to being in that building. But when I first went in, I was so like overwhelmed by it all. And then we had to go and do some fitness tests. And I'd been concerned about these fitness tests for a few weeks because I wasn't very fit at that point. So first of all, we went in, we did the press-up test. I told the coaches, I'm good at rowing, but I can't do a press-up. Go down to do my press-up, fall flat on my face. And I was like, great, well, this is the end of my career as a rower. Then we went through to the next room and we had to go on the rowing machines. And I was like, right, this is my chance to excel. I can do this. Like, they've never rowed before. They don't know how to do this. And we got on the rowing machines. I did my test and I noticed that a lot of the coaches were coming to stand behind me. And I thought, this is either good or bad. And I'm not sure which one, but we'll see. They put the graph on the screen in front of us and said, well done, the people in green are through. And I didn't know if I was through or not because I couldn't see the colours. So I was sat there and I was like, maybe I have, maybe I haven't. And then at the end, I stood up, went and looked and got through. So once I'd been selected into the talent squad, I was given training programmes to complete, but I was also working full time. So I'd go to the gym before and after work and I'd train. And then we'd get invited down to the weekend camps. And there was a few every year and you'd go down, you'd train. And you'd be training alongside the Olympians and like the other Paralympians. And then you'd have access to all of the services that the Olympians and Paralympians had. So you'd be meeting with the nutritionists, the sports psychologists, they'd have the sports scientists. And a lot of these things I'd never even heard of or considered. And then now it was like turning into my job. And I couldn't believe that they were paying for me to come to Italy to row for 2 weeks. And I got to fly BA, which was like the first time I'd ever flown BA, because they wanted you in their team and they wanted you to succeed. They'd invest so much time into you and all of their resources, and it felt really nice to be like wanted. I have the opportunity to row every day with my friends and we've built these strong connections as a squad and we have really got each other's backs. Like, we are a family now. to be able to train every day on the water, doing something that I used to pay to do, and I used to like fit it in around work, and now I'm doing it and I'm getting paid to do this. I think that Tokyo and the prospect of going to Tokyo has become really real and really close in the last few weeks for me. Really looking forward to going there and experiencing the country and the games. We have a few people in our squad and even in my boat that went to Rio, and they talk about the Paralympics as if it's like the best thing that's ever going to happen in your life. And so to be thinking that that's going to happen to you in the next few months is quite a weird feeling to have. Hopefully your family will be able to watch you on TV, and your friends and everyone that supported you, and to bring them back something as a thank you for everything that they gave to you. I think the prospect of representing GB and Yorkshire especially at the Paralympics does fill me with a lot of pride. I'm very proud that every time we go to Olympic or Paralympics, Yorkshire wins so many medals, and I'd love to be part of that tally. And then to be able to bring hopefully a medal back for Leeds Rowing Club, and that would be our first big medal as a club. We're a new rowing club. We've only been around for about 15 years, whereas a lot of the other athletes in the team, their clubs have been around for hundreds of years.